Welcome to the first video of 2020 on Create and Craft with Katie. Thank you very much for coming back, or for if this is your first time, I hope you enjoy it. Today I'm going to give you 3 winter DIYs and 1 bonus one at the end. And all of these you will be seeing in my Winter Decorate with me in the next video. Stay tuned and we'll get into crafting. So for our winter neutral tree, we're going to be using this very large cone Christmas tree from Hobby Lobby. This one is 23 inches tall. It was $9.99. I bought it before Christmas at 50% off. You have options of using other cones. I just happen to really like this one. We're also going to be using this really good blanket wool. It is Yarnspirations by Bernat, and this one is called Silver Steel. I really like it because it's a variegated yarn, and so it gives extra texture to the tree. We're also going to need scissors, and we're going to need score tape. This is a double-sided tape that you take the top layer off as you need it. If you remember, I used it in both my hedgehog video and my Easter egg video that I did last year. I will link those for you. So what you're going to do with the tape, you don't need scissors for the tape, you can tear it yourself. You're going to start at the top of the tree with the tape. Bring it all the way down. Press it with your fingers and take it just under the lip, because you're going to want to finish the tree off by tying under there. And so that's how you do it. I'm going to go and put some more on and then show you the next step. So we put tape in the first 4 quadrants. As you can see, I'm going to tip it forward. At the top, only the first 2, one on either side, go straight to the top. The next one sits right here in between. The next thing we're going to do is do strips down within these, so making 8 lines. So now we have, as you can see from the bottom, we have the tape in 8 places. For me, this would be enough, but just because this is a very wide base, I'm going to do an additional strip down these pieces here, and I'll come back and show you that. So now we have the completed tape on the tree, and there's 16 pieces of varying lengths on it. Now I like to use the tape as opposed to hot glue because I personally think it gives it a smoother look. You're not worrying about having to add a bit of glue here, there and the other. Plus you're not going to burn your fingers, and it lasts longer. Now I'm not going to take all of the tape, the top tape, off at once. I'm going to actually, it's a little bit like peeling a banana. You start at the top, a banana. You just start at the top, peel a little, eat, peel. So this is what we're going to do with this. So I'm going to take my yarn, and I'm going to peel down about 4 inches or so there, keeping the tape still on. Now by doing this, it means that as you turn this cone around while you're wrapping the yarn on it, that what you're not going to do is to take some of the tackiness off the tape, so it actually works much better. And so we're going to take, it's always a bit difficult to get the starting piece. Right. So the 4 longest pieces, therefore exposing this amount of tape. So you get your yarn. I have to tip it over because this is really long, and start at the top, and you'll press and hold on the first piece, and this has a good, just a little tiny base on it, but what makes it great is that you can turn your cone and wrap your yarn just very, very easily, and you'll see, this is why I like this yarn, because of the texture. It's slightly flat, plus as you can see it's variegated, so you've already gone from the creamy colour into the grey. So I'm going to go and wrap another half and then come back and show you. So we are about just nearly halfway down, and as you can see we've got a lot of the transfer tape cover dangling down. So what I tend to do is just grab my scissors and take down a lot of the extra. You want to leave a little piece on it visible so that you can continue to pull and remove the tape as you go along. So we'll now go down and I'll show you what we do when we get to the bottom. Okay, so we are almost completed. So what you're going to do now, we've got about less than an inch left on this tree. We're going to take off the rest of the top layer of the score tape. Yeah, grab the piece at the bottom. This is how quick it actually goes. It's literally I'm doing it faster than the yarn can untangle. Now, as you get to the bottom, you're going to go carefully. Once you reach where it meets the edge, you start to go over, making sure that the whole bottom of the cone, as you can see, you can't see any cone here, and then you start to go under, just carefully pressing it into the edge of the cone. Ensure that you get yourself a finished edge, and then I tend to go just another layer on the bottom edge. No need to completely cover the bottom because no one's going to see. I actually leave the stem, the trunk of the tree brown. I don't paint it or anything. It's barely visible when it's done. And there's the tree. And I'm just going to get you another couple that I've done. This one is his friend, This one's also from Hobby Lobby. I don't know how tall this one is. What does it say? It says it is 17 inches. So this one's 23 and was $9.99, so $5. This one was $5.99, so $3. And if you want an option that's smaller and one that you'll easily be able to get a hold of, you can use one of the cones from the Dollar Tree. That's what this one is. I used a piece of dowling that I wrapped in jute and a wood stem to make his base, so that we have 3. And then these are going to be used in my winter mantle, which you'll see in another video. Now for this winter DIY, I was inspired by something I'd seen on Pinterest. A lady had a really nice apothecary jar filled with a wintry sort of mix of potpourri. Now I do have a couple of those jars, but they're in my bathroom, so I thought I'd see if I can make something similar on a Dollar Tree budget. So Dollar Tree have these new vases. They're a bit different from their usual. They're much bigger. This is about, I don't know, probably 8-9 inches tall. You need one of the regular candlesticks. Now, the thing with an apothecary jar is that it has a lid. Obviously, a vase doesn't have a lid. So I went into the storage section and looked for a jar with a lid that would fit the vase. Now, the only jar that I could find with a lid that looked similar was this one. Now, I can't get it to fit. So I'm thinking to myself, surely if I take this plastic rim off, because of course apothecary jars do not have a sealing rim on them, maybe it would fit. I looked, you know, it would slightly go in. So I risked it. I brought it home. I have tried it before and it actually works. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to remove this sealing part. Now, I tried in the store because I thought, oh, no, we'll work it out, but no. And I thought, well, if worse comes to worse, I'll end up using the jar for something else if I couldn't work it for this. But the easiest way to do it is to work with your scissors. It's not, obviously it's only cheap, so it's not super thick. You just have to keep working at it with your scissors. It's a bit of a fiddle to do it, but at the end of the day it does work. Try these ones. I like to show you. I knew it was difficult. I wanted to show you how it is though, because otherwise sometimes when you watch these DIYs and everything looks like it goes super swimmingly, and then when you try it at home and it doesn't go right and you think, well, what am I doing wrong? Well, the answer is you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that the DIYer, for speed most of the time, is only going to show you the finished result. Now look, you see, can you see? There we go. And this bit is going in the trash, and it actually fits on here just as if it was made to fit on. So it's a really simple DIY. You've seen it done millions of times for people to make vases, but I'm making it as a jar this time. So all we're going to do is attach the candlestick to the base. Now you could use the Ultimate, which is the one that this works just as well as E6000, but it's non-toxic. It has no fumes. I will say that on glass it doesn't dry completely clear. You can see it through the top of the glass. However, as we're going to put potpourri in it, it doesn't really matter. But for speed today, we're going to do a combination of the ultimate, and remember this goes on white, so you can, it doesn't dry white, it dries well like a hot glue does. You can see it through the glass. You just put a layer of that, and then I'm going to put a layer of the hot glue along the top, just so that we can speed up the gluing time. Get it about centered. Hold it for a minute. Oh, she says, look, see, I didn't hold it long enough. We'll let it dry for a few minutes. So now we have jars. This is one I made the other day, and I'm just going to give you a couple of options. Now, I like these. Now, this is a bag of pine cones that I got from Michael's floral department. Priced at $6, but they were the 80% off, so I only paid $1.20, and I really like these. And one bag will just fill the jar perfectly. However, if you can't get hold of those, now if you live somewhere with a forest and you can find little ones, just go ahead and pick them up. I think they look really good. This one had a little star that came with it in the packet, but if not, and you want something a little rustic, woodsy looking to go with it, then the Dollar Tree do actually make a potpourri. This one is vanilla. Now, vanilla is not my favourite fragrance, so I would add an essential oil to it because I don't like vanilla. But with the lid on, I'm not going to smell it anyway. But I don't know how much it takes. I think, have a look. I should think it takes most of the bag. Maybe not. And these are sort of dried up husks. They're not really sort of petals. They're, yeah, leaves, a few leaves in there. And these, it doesn't even take the whole bag. And from the aesthetic, when you're looking, they look really, really similar. Now, as well as these, I actually made one more. I will show you just the finished result. This one is a smaller version. It was the same candlestick. This is the fishbowl type of vase. Now, we see those all the time. Now, the lid on this one is different from this one because this neck obviously is a lot wider. It actually came from this container, and again it had a plastic rim on it. All I did was take it off and it fits the jar perfectly. And these are going to go on a little vignette on a tray that you will see later. Now for this one, this is really, really quick. We're going to make a little sort of snow globe effect candle holder. I'm going to show you two different versions, two different ways. They're all Dollar Tree, by the way. This is all Dollar Tree, apart from the pine cones. So this little glass vase is from the Dollar Tree, and so is this one. I really like this one. It's because it's going to be upside down. I really like the look of this one. For the base of this one, we're going to use one of these containers. They have a lid and a base. Now, the tiny lid will fit too, but this one fits very snugly. Just so that you can see the difference. This is it with the bigger, deeper piece. It sits better in this. However, if you don't want the base to be quite so far up, you do have an option of using the lid. And for the base of this one, we're going to use a mirror. Now, I had Dollar Tree mirrors, and I went to get another one, and I realized that they've changed the size. Now, I don't know whether or not they are standard now. This was the larger one that I already had, and it is quite about a good 1/4 to a 1/2 inch bigger all the way around. The little ones, which I think are the ones that you can get right now, actually sit almost perfectly the size of the glass. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to put in, these are a few pieces of a pick left from Christmas. I think that the white and the green are perfectly fine for winter. I think as long as you remove any red berries, then you will be fine. And then I'm going to add a couple of these mini pine cones. They were ornaments from Walmart. Got them when they were 75% off, so I think I paid about 50 cents for 9 of them. They come on a string, but you obviously don't need the string, and it has a little tiny tag in the top, and it will actually twist and pull out because you don't need that. And so all you're going to do is place your items inside. Now, because they're going to fall back down, you've got to be quite careful. And because I want to use this deeper one and I want to be able to see the pine cones, I'm actually going to put the pine cones in first into the glass. It's obviously, you know, it's not an exact science because you really can't make it that way. And then I'm going to put in the twig part and 2 of the flowers, and I'm going to point them sort of outwards. Now, with this being glass and I want it to stay, I'm going to use the E6000, just because on glass I feel that this one is one that will work better. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue this piece into place. So now I've glued the edge on this, and we're going to leave it, let's make sure it's completely straight. It's very difficult because these lids are not, yes, that's straight. So we're going to push that off to one side, and then exactly the same as we did with the smaller one, we're going to do with the larger one. But I think I'm going to add an extra pine cone because this one is a bit bigger. Now, this one is not so bad because you're going to be able to see the bottom part of it. So this one, it's obviously difficult to keep everything in place because when you tip it over, it's going to fall back. But I suggest that, because I'd already done it with that one, is that you just play around a little. In fact, I like the placement of those. The mirror underneath reflects the light, and so I think we're okay with that one. So we're going to go ahead and glue this piece onto here. For the final part, I'm going to add a candle to each of them. Now, if you have pets or kids and it's going to be somewhere which could easily be knocked over, then obviously use an LED flameless candle. These are going to be out of the way for me, and so I found these cute little cozy flannel real candles. I may or may not like them, that I'm going to add to the top because I thought that the colour went really well with the colours of the flowers. Now, I showed this the other day, this Quake Hold Museum putty. This stuff is great. You can get it at Amazon, and it's like Post Attack, but much stronger. And you get a little piece and you warm it up by rolling it in your hands. And then all you're going to do is attach the piece of putty. We're going to make it as flat as possible because you've got flat surface, so you don't want it to be raised up. So literally like spreading out a piece of gum. You're going to put it in the center and press it down. And center it on the top and press down like you're gluing it down. Now this takes 24 hours to get to its full strength, for it to cure, but then it won't fall off. So if it's knocked, the table's knocked or anything, the candle won't fall off the top of it. You can see already that it's stuck on. But to remove it, you twist and it breaks the seal. And so it allows you to be able to use something that you'd be afraid of. Oh gosh, that glass is going to get knocked over. They're great for candlesticks on a mantle or a table or anywhere where you think that they might be, you might be knocked off. So that's how, and this one is going to go on here, and I will show you where they go in my winter decorating next. Now this final one is like a bonus DIY. I'm going to show you what you need, explain what you do, but I'm not going to show you step by step because it really is super easy. So you start with a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. Ribbon of choice. This is a grey burlap. I think I got this from Walmart, about, I don't know, $2–3 a roll. You need some wire cutters. These are by far my favourite wire cutters, because they're for cutting floral stems, and I absolutely love them. They're super easy to use. Highly recommend these. And then you're going to need a bunch of winter flowers. Now you're going to say to me, Katie, come on, those are Christmas flowers. Yep, they're Christmas flowers. They were from Walmart. They were originally $5, and when we went in and they were 75% off, I thought to myself, you know what, if I take away the red, that they'll be okay for winter. So this whole bunch, look at this whole bunch, beautiful magnolias, these flowers are lovely, was just $1.25. So all we're going to do is snip off the florals that are the white and the greenery. You're going to wrap the whole roll around the wire form. It's simply as easy as, I'm not going to do it all because I've already got one ready done to show you. It's simply wrapping it round like this, and it will do about 2/3 of the ring. But that's all you need, because once you've cut the stems of the flowers, you're going to attach them, and I will show you the ugly side. Here you can see that all I've done is actually bent and twisted the stems of the flowers onto the wreath. No glue, no cutting any wire, floral wire to attach it. It just simply will attach on its own, and it's simply the 3 flowers, and then these were 2 pieces, and then these pieces here were another stem. So there were 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stems came off, and it makes a beautiful, really simple wreath for an inside space. It's not very big to go on a front door, but it's going to go on my wall hanging, and you will see that when I show you my winter decorating. Now, I hope you've enjoyed these little videos, these little individual DIYs. I don't edit out the bloopers because at the end of the day, you have to see it how it is. I will be doing a mantle decorate with me, which I will be using some of the items that I've made today, and including in that I'm going to show you the little vignette with the apothecary jars and the little wall space where this wreath is going to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and let's hope we're all going to have a very good 2020. It's a bit grey outside here today, so I apologise if the lighting wasn't the best, but I wanted to get these out for you because I'm off to sunny Mexico next week. So while you're watching these, I will hopefully be getting a little bit of a winter suntan. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love you to. We are heading on our way to about 1,500 subscribers, and I hope to bring you more and more in this coming year. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.